Hi, folks. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. How are you doing? I am about to jump on a plane and go to Yellowstone and take a week off. And I wanted to get a quick update on a couple things that are kind of really important. I am going to be on Facebook and check and see if we have any comments as usual. I tend to think that we won't, as usual. It's a Sunday, I get it. But I think it's important that I say hi before I go. Hi. And there's a couple really cool things you guys should know about. I will be gone for a week. I'll be back next Tuesday and then back up to Atlanta and back again. But through the weekend, I'm going to be literally out of pocket, like no cell coverage in some areas. So if anything happens on the group, reach out to Jonathan, Chris Young, Chad Lehman, Brady Fulton are all admins, and they can fix things, and they all know how to get in touch with me too. So that's number one. Probably the most important second thing would be we actually finally have some motion on IntelliKeys, which is really exciting. So we had Arjun, the original founder of IntelliKeys, was contacted kind of on a lark by mistake by Caroline Ben Howe. They ran into each other. Caroline is the administrator at ATIA. She knew we were trying to do something with IntelliKeys, and that he would be interested in it not going away completely. And so he actually found us some great resources, and we had a great meeting on Thursday with Alyssa Wern and Matt and Milo and me and Arjun, Dan Halbert from Adafruit, Eric, Alyssa. I think that was it. If I forgot anybody, I apologize. And we talked with Fred Ross. Fred, lead developer from the original design team. So it was great. We had resources who had like documentation on how the formats worked, and we have some interesting progress. So if you know what I'm talking about on IntelliKeys, it looks like this right here. And I do have some stuff to show you on that. But it does look like we are going to be able to get a good installer for Windows 10. Have it properly hosted, have the driver signed by Matt's company. So thank you for that, Matt. And get that out. So for people who are currently users of IntelliKeys, it looks like you'll be able to use it on Windows 10 effectively. We'll work on OS X afterwards. We'll have this one under our belt. We are going to try to focus on people who are using this for access. So it's what they use for accessing their computers. They're using the key guards over it. Not necessarily introducing new people to this tool for classroom use, but more for if you're using this and now you can't upgrade to Windows 10 and you're using it for your primary keyboard, we will be able to support you doing that. A couple different ways to do that. One is the work that we're doing on the drivers, and Matt's leading that with Alyssa. And then we also had somebody, GD Sports, a developer from somewhere. I know absolutely nothing about them. I don't know their name. Their name is GD, as far as I know. Actually did a lot of work kind of without our knowledge once we posted up the source code. And so I actually have something interesting, an interesting demo to show you on this that I think you'll get a kick out of. And if you are a big Adafruit people, you might have seen a preview kind of this the other day. But right here you'll see this is an IntelliKeys keyboard, and it has the standard QWERTY overlay on it. So this is the standard one that it's one of the 7 standard overlays that comes with the device. And with Fred's help on the format and GD's help on the protocol, we can actually do something really kind of cool. So I wanted to show this. So this is a device that I made. It is based on GD's thought and Adafruit's hardware, and I wired up 2 trinkets back to back connected with a serial cable. And what it lets you do is it lets you plug in. Let me see if I can show you this. We have the IntelliTools keyboard being plugged into this trinket here, which is using GD's code to convert the non-standard interface that this provides, which is basically XY coordinates of where you pressed, over to this trinket, which is then running some software that I wrote that reads the overlay file and figures out what keys to send. And while it is buggy as hell, it is a really cool proof of concept. I'll show you how this works. So up here at the top, you'll see I've got just Notepad open up here, Notepad++. And yeah, you can't see here over here. Now you can see the mouse. So if you'll watch up here, when I type on the keyboard, you will see the letters. You will unfortunately see the repeated letters. I'll explain that if you want on why they're repeated. But it is really cool that we are able to load this overlay into this Python program, read the data from the device through this Arduino program, and each of these chips is about $7, right? So the total cost of this is about, let's say, $16, plus the cables, right? So for just a few dollars, we can take this hardware and make it work on any device that takes a normal keyboard. That's really cool. Now this is not done. This is like Rev 0.2, right? It kind of, sort of, almost works. And this probably isn't the right chip. This trinket right here probably should be something bigger, like an Itsy Bitsy M4 or a Feather or something like that. And I've got some conversations with the folks at Adafruit, Dan Halbert, about how we can do this a little bit better. But this is really, really cool. Okay, this relies on the USB host library that GD wrote for the SAMD21, which is on this thing. It relies on the document, which I don't have open, but there's this great document. It was hysterical. I actually went to Fred and said, you know, what I really want is the document that says, hey, here's how the format works, and here's what each byte is, and here's what you should expect. Because you know that at some point this document existed because they had to support this. And he said, yeah, I think we've got one of those. And he emailed me exactly the document I needed to do this. So thank you. That was awesome. And if you ever want to take a look at that protocol, there are things in it that will absolutely make you make it very difficult to reverse engineer without either the source code or that document. So that was awesome. So I'm really excited about this. I was really kind of bummed about the IntelliTools progress, and this is kind of huge. The fact that I can type, even if it, I got to click here so you can see it. Even if it repeats. So the reason it repeats, I'll go ahead and tell you guys why. So underneath this H, there's actually at least 4 or 6. I think there are 6 different cells that are covered. And so what's really happening here is I'm hitting the H, but even right on the H, if I wiggle my finger around, I'm going up and down on the individual pads under there. And so we just have to write some logic that looks for that and says, oh, I already have H down. Don't go up and down again. So it's very doable to solve that. I just didn't want to wait till I got back from Yellowstone to show you guys. So let me check and see if you guys have any questions. I know there are people who are really into the IntelliKeys. We do have more that we can do on this. We have stretch goals. We had a great meeting the other day. If you want, I can ask Alyssa to write up kind of where we ended up on that. Maybe while I'm gone, maybe when I get back. And I think we're good. So I can't spend too much time. I have to be out of here in 10 minutes if I'm going to make my plane. And if I don't, my wife's going to kill me because she's going to be waiting in Salt Lake City, and I'm not going to be there. So that'll be bad. So let's not do that. If you guys have any questions, I will check before I get on the plane. Otherwise, you guys have a great week. I'm going to have a great week without you. And thanks for your time. Bye, guys.